I'm Addie,
And today we're going to tell you about the Supreme Court case Kennedy versus Bremerton School District.
For context, the Free Exercise Clause established in the First Amendment protects citizens' rights to practice their religion as they please, and the Establishment Clause prohibits the government from establishing an official religion.
This case involves both of these clauses and how they can be interpreted differently. Joseph Kennedy was a football coach at a public school in the Bremerton School District. After games, he would pray in the middle of the field without his players involved.
Now you're probably wondering why this was brought all the way to the Supreme Court. The school district asked Kennedy to stop praying by himself after games because they thought it would violate the Establishment Clause, and they were afraid of a lawsuit citing it.
They later ended up firing Kennedy.
Kennedy ended up suing the school for violating his right to free exercise of religion.
The district court that the case originally went to ruled in favor of the school district, which had feared that Kennedy was violating the Constitution.
Kennedy appealed the decision, meaning to request a different court to review the case, and eventually it made its way to the Supreme Court of the United States.
For background, the case Lemon v. Kurtzman in 1971 set the precedent for what the Supreme Court considers supporting the establishment of religion. The Lemon test has 3 benchmarks. Any government assistance must be secular, it cannot promote or prevent religion, and the church and the state must remain separate.
However, in this case, the Supreme Court didn't end up following these standards and ended up ruling in the favor of the coach.
By a 6-3 majority, the court essentially voted that Kennedy's free exercise rights outweighed the rights of the school to discipline him.
In their ruling, the court stated that a personal display of religion was not inherently forced upon the players and that it was protected under the First Amendment.
They also stated that the Establishment Clause has been misinterpreted by the lower court and that it had prioritized the risk of a constitutional violation over the violation of an individual's rights.
Here are some examples of what the justices specifically said.
Justice Gorsuch, who wrote the majority opinion, declared Kennedy's prayers were protected by free exercise and free speech. He cited that he never required his players to join him in prayer and always waited until his athletes were busy doing something else.
The dissent written by Justice Sotomayor stated that allowing a public school employee to pray was not protected by the Constitution and threatened the religious freedoms of families. Okay, so that was the case Kennedy versus Bremerton School District.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.